Eternia's Choice fan vote. The new crowdfund gets announced by Mattel, and boy, do they have some incredible options for us fans to vote on. We're going to talk about it next here on Toy Habits Live.
And before we go live, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a beat. Hey everyone, welcome back to Toy Habits. I'm Michael.
And I'm the Toy Sorceress, and you're watching Toy Habits Live. How's it going, Michael? Your toy room looks totally different tonight, and I know why.
Oh my gosh, it totally does. I just ripped everything down. No, I actually am staying in San Francisco for a few days just for a work thing, but I'm super excited about the news today.
Yeah, I know. Wasn't it incredible? Like all the news that we got, this new Eternia's Choice crowdfund vote, and God, we hit the nail on the head on a couple of these, which was really crazy. And then there were a couple missing that just, I was like, why? Like the ones that were to me fairly obvious were not on the list. So we're going to talk about that and more on our impromptu Tuesday afternoon live stream. But before we do we want to dive in and say hi to the chat?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We got James Zimmerman here. Speaking Moistly is in the house. Oh, James, that's you again. Lone Dragon is here. Sandon Collie is in the house. We got Taco. You're making me hungry for some Mexican food. Taco is in the house. Aaron Paulson is here as well. We got Bigum in the house. All Music Fan 88 is joining us. J Max 77. On RU 83. Dave Chanelli is here. Pink Panther is in the house. I just had to. Joseph Kobe is here as well. Jason Fitz is in the house. Kay is here. Master Versal Toy Hunter. Good evening, sir. Eldor, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I already said hi to Jay. Ryan Cole, one of our crew members, is in the house. Brennan Barnes, great crew member here in the house. How's it going, Brennan? Good to see you. Cowabunga Dude is also here. Smetty 45. We got Joe Coleman, awesome crew member in the house. How's it going, Joe? Todd Love Toys, another crew member, is here. Mythic Dolphin is also in the house. And I think, we got also Rob 2023, another big crew member here. Good to see you, Rob. Gregory Sesma is also in the house. War Journal Toys. Pop Actor is here. Cobweb is here.
They just keep coming.
Many more. We got Michael Blob, Don Gore.
Silver K just ducked in here too.
Yeah. I am going to say Frank Pryor. And I gotta say hi to Giraffe. I couldn't end without saying hi to Giraffe. Awesome Giraffe, crew member, and Daniel, you snuck in there a super chat. So hey, Daniel, crew member. Your crew member in the house. Thanks for the $2 super chat, my friend. Skeleton Army is also here. Antonio Reyes, and I am done. Oh, gotta say hi to Silver K, great crew member, and smack that like, y'all. All right, now I'm cutting off the list. Hi to everybody else I did not get to say hi to. Michael, how are you feeling today? I know you had to catch up late on all this news. What's your thoughts?
What a time to be a Motu collector. Like, we actually get a choice in what the next crowdfunding project will be. So I think we had amazing news, and there is so many great things that we have to choose from, but we can only pick two.
Oh my God, I know. Absolutely. Like, they made it hard because they gave us 5 choices and we can only pick 2 out of the 5. And why don't we go ahead and dig in to what Mattel gave us today. So Mattel posted on their Instagram page 5 different choices for you fans out there to vote on. We've covered them all in depth on toyhabits.com, and make sure to check that out. This is on our front page. But they gave us, and we'll go through each of them, a Fright Zone playset, a Snake Lair playset, a Doom Tower playset, an Attak Trak vehicle, and a Horde Command Crawler. And if you do go to toyhabits.com, so you don't have to search around, we do have this big button right here, or this little words art on the bottom. You can click on either one of these, and this will take you directly to the page where you want to vote. For some reason, why is not that loading up? I'll check it after this. Huh. Oh, you know why? Because I've already
voted already, right?
I voted already, so that's why it's not showing up. But that would take you to the screen to vote. Maybe I should have waited till after the stream. It'll the 5 choices.
I haven't my vote yet, so
and you'll be able to. But what we also have is an unofficial fan vote. It's our Toy Habits poll. We want to know how you Toy Habits fans are feeling about this. So also, if you're maybe not sure, you want to play around with the voting and see before you actually cast your vote, what you think you want to vote, you can do it on our Toy Habits poll right here and see how that's doing, and then maybe make up your mind. So we'll go through each of these, and that again is on, here's our Toy Habits fan vote down below, and you can click on either of these two to get to the official Mattel voting page.
So exciting.
Let's dive in. So do you want to start with the snake layer?
Yeah.
All right. What do you think of this, Michael?
So
this was to be expected.
Right. Yeah, I was hoping that this would be one of the options, and I think it's a fantastic option. It's been teased a couple times, and if 2023 is to be the year of the Snake Men, this would be the icing on the cake. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think this playset with its design fits in perfectly with your Castle Grayskull and your Snake Mountain. It's the same clamshell design. You can display it open or closed. I'm sure it has a really cool interior, whatever it may be. I'm sure it's not designed yet, but it will have a cool interior, so you can display it front or back. Everyone loves the snake face on here, and this, of course, is the Rise of the Snake Man logo, because you got the big cobra head in the middle, and then the little snakes coming off either side. This is kind of cool because it's got like a little trap door or dungeon door down below, a handle for the top, and I guess this is a torture device to put your figure, like like your arms and the head in there, and another jail cell in the back, and some nice stairs to display your figures on. And they've got all sorts of a Medusa head and another kind of snake head.
That looks like snake face, right?
Yeah, that does look like snake face. You're absolutely right. And then this, I don't know if this is supposed to be a particular character, but it looks like Medusa.
Yeah,
it does. So it's just Medusa. It's not a Motu character, I guess. And then we've got the little Snake Man logo, which is really cute right here above the cell door. So this is a cool one. I actually really liked it. Maybe at the end we'll reveal what we're voting for. I guess I already voted because I kind of rolled out some of the other ones, and I'll let you guys know how I voted. I don't know if you're decided yet, Michael.
I haven't decided yet, so I was going to probably take this stream to think about it, and I might make a decision at the end of the stream. So
awesome. Well, apparently seeing this means you can't vote again, because I voted for my computer, and now I can't click it anymore. So
yes, but that's good of Mattel to do that, because nobody can just like stuff the vote one way. So I thought
exactly, which is great. And we did see, the snake layer teased on Fangor's card art most recently right here, and it looked incredible. And I think their rendering or their sketch does a great job at translating that.
Highly in dread. Just so everyone knows, if you have multiple browsers like Chrome, Firefox, etc., you can vote once on each browser, and each vote works and counts. So good.
I'm sure it would. Like my phone or your multiple browsers, which I have two on your computer.
Like at scale, I think all those votes will wash out in the end, but it's a good pro tip to get around.
It absolutely is, right? and we took a look at, this is the concept of the classics version, and if it obviously it's going to be more Origins styled, as we can see from the sketch, and I think it'll be incredible. The next one they gave us.
I was going to say,
sorry.
point. Why is the snake face on the wall? He and Lady Slither a couple? The snake face and Lady Slither a couple, right? Who knows?
Maybe that
Or
could definitely be.
Maybe they're a throuple with Fangor.
Oh my god, this is too funny. Silver K, I'm three-way streaming watching right now.
I bet you are.
Careful, Silver K. That's awesome. So this one, the second choice that they gave us, looks like the Fright Zone from Filmation.
Yes.
But it obviously is titled from Mattel Doom Tower, and it looks like the main Fright Zone tower from the cartoon series. And I'll go over to this other view so we can zoom in on it. But Michael, tell me your thoughts on this one.
So I was excited that this one was thrown into the mix. I like the design of the Motu Classics concept a heck of a lot better on this one, because this one looks too tiny to be its own crowdfund unless they're thinking about adding on to that tower. So like this to me is like releasing Eternia just with the middle tower.
Like Central Tower, yeah.
It looks cool though. I mean, granted, the design looks pretty badass, but it's really tiny if you put it in origin scale.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. You've got the little Hordex throne room back here, and just like a small like laboratory or kind of workroom down below, but that's kind of all there is. And when we were looking at the previous iteration of it, this one, my apologies, this one had like the original Fright Zone designed into it, which was really cool, having that like down below at the bottom where you can see the little snake head and the cave sticking out of it, and then that kind of built up into that tower, and then with all of these fenestrations coming out of it, and it had some other sections building off the side. So this was a lot more substantial in terms of the concept that we saw. And if you take a look at the one from the Filmation cartoon, the sketch that they did, it is close to this, but there's a little bit more going on than what their design shows. And I think Hordex throne room looks a lot more substantial in the cartoon series. So to me, this is a little thin. It's a little lacking, right?
Yeah. Mythic Dolphin, great name. Doom Tower looks like it has the Magna Beam Charger. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's got a lot of really cool and interesting things, but it's pretty much a tower with a throne room. That's pretty much it. And I don't know if the little chamber downstairs does anything. That'd be neat if they made a laboratory out of it, like kind of like the Kessler is doing with Tiger's lab, or his alcohol, stash.
His little bar where he's mixing drinks.
I guess we can't forget that once they release this, it's going to have unlocked tiers, but it's like, are they thinking figures? Are they thinking add-ons just to make it a little bigger? Yeah.
Sorry, I got totally distracted going through the comments.
Oh my gosh.
Sorceress has an angry giraffe looking back over here. Giraffe, and you'll crack up. This is Jeffrey from Toys R Us. I had to respond to that because that just totally threw me off. You're hilarious. It's a Jeffrey the Giraffe from the Toys R Us and Macy's.
Did we flash his super chat yet?
What was that?
Did we flash Giraffe super chat yet?
No, I believe.
Let's do it now.
Missed it. There you go.
That tower will poke your eye out. Thank you so much, Giraffe. And yes, it will definitely poke your eye.
Oh, I haven't scrolled that far down yet.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I'm running the graphics on this side. I appreciate it. So to me, this one looks like it could have been a retail release just because of its kind of stature. It doesn't look like it's substantial enough for a crowdfund, but that's just my opinion. Not to say that it's not cool.
Yeah.
But I think this one's not going to get my vote.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Like, well, I'm also trying to think like if they're having us pick two, are there two things that I would like to go together or pair together just to make the world building a little bit more substantial?
So I mean, if they had integrated the vintage Fright Zone into it, that would have been great, or maybe somehow been able to attach it to it.
Yes.
That would have been really, really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I wanted to circle back to a comment that the Lone Dragon made, I think even before the stream started. He's saying whatever they make going to be designed to work for both Origins and Masterverse or. So I'm thinking, yeah, because they didn't make mention of like what properties these are for, right? Okay.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So that's actually, yeah, I don't know. I think that's a detail that they probably should have specced out, because maybe people's minds would be changed if this, for example, was a Masterverse. They're like the first Masterverse playset or something, right?
Yeah. And they probably should have put a little figure on here for scale so that we could decide, if this was a Masterverse playset, then wow, this is pretty dang big. And, maybe that's something I can get behind. But if it's Origin scale, then it starts to feel a little smaller, or maybe I don't want it. That's a really good point. They probably should have explained what it goes for, or they want to leave that open and be able to play with the scale to be able to work for both. And I'm thinking maybe that's the way they're leaning, because as we saw Eternia, it can work for either Masterverse or Origins figures.
Yeah, that's true.
This one's really cool, and I was debating on this one, but to me, the Fright Zone's awesome, and I want one of these. I really want one of these really bad, but I feel like this could easily be done as a retail release, like no brainer, because it's a small playset, right? And it doesn't look like they've expanded much of it at all. There's like this little, like Venus flytrap. I always think of, what's that movie with like the
Those
plants?
horrors. Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So that's all it really is. And then I think this is showing some features of the little cave, how you can open some doors in the back and stuff. So, but this is really cool because it's got a brand new snake. You know what I feel like on this one though, Michael, which is a little disappointing. I feel like they took the snake off the new Snake Mountain and like chopped a piece of it off and shoved it in the hole.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. Yeah, it's not great to like cut off pieces and shove them in holes. Or maybe it's good. I don't know.
Silver K, what do you think?
That's crazy. No, it totally looks like that too. So it's probably not going to be a puppet then, because I would think like if you're paying for a crowdfunding project, it needs to be like a chunky thing of plastic.
Yeah, which is fine, but it doesn't have like the same charm as this original snake, because you could open. What was cool about it is you can open the mouth like really wide and like kind of control them and have them eat He-Man there. So that was kind of fun. Although the puppet looks wonky or whatever, but it was kind of charming. So if they can do something where maybe it is more articulated and can come out farther from the hole, then that would be great.
Would be great. Yes, Cora, a new Fright Zone, but I agree that it should be a retail release. Todd Loves Toys says, I'd buy that for $1. One of my favorite quotes from the RoboCop movie.
That's awesome. This was always my favorite image right here, where He-Man's giving the snake a dental exam
before he gets eaten. Oh wait,
or he gets eaten.
That's crazy. I was really surprised that this was thrown into the mix. And it's funny because I think you had slacked me before this poll went up, like when we were talking about speculation, and you're like, what about the Fright Zone? And I was like, they'll never do that. And then like, here it is.
Well, yeah, because people were asking for it. I'm like, I don't think that's going to be on the list because it's such a small playset. And I'm like, it's ripe for a retail release.
Yeah.
So I didn't think they were going to include this at all. But I think they put it on here because there's such a demand for it from fans that I think they were just trying to answer that. Now, this one I think is probably my favorite on the list, the Attak Trak. So this is the Filmation version of the Attak Trak, and we can go ahead and take a look at that one in detail. But the one thing that like I totally freaked out about when I was putting this article together, so I took a look at this. I'm like, okay, that's cool. The little like windshield lifts up, and obviously it looks like the treads move. But there's a freaking vintage style Attak Trak coming out of the back of the vehicle right here. It's in blue. It's got the colors reversed, but that's awesome. So you get both.
That is so cool. Like that makes this one a lot more substantial. And I get why they have to have the windshield open. And I know that people will say like, okay, that's not Attak Trak filmation accurate, but you have to have a way for your figures to actually get in the vehicle once it's like produced as a toy. So, but I was really surprised that they had put this one on, and I was pleasantly surprised because I think people have been wanting a filmation version Attak Trak for a very long time.
And I think this one is one that probably wouldn't get made unless it was a fan type of crowdfunded project. Because if you think about it, if you could sit like two figures here, and then the back of this thing is huge. I mean, this is probably the size of like a his tank, right? Or bigger, probably a little longer than the his tank if it's going to fit an Attak Trak vehicle in the back. And then if it has working electronics, because they can't make this thing without the damn treads rolling. Right. So it has to, right? And that's going to get kind of expensive, and it's much more complicated of a vehicle to build.
Yeah. I hope that really doesn't increase the price a lot, because I think people are still in sticker shock from the Eternia playset, which we have not got to see in hand. And so I think it's really interesting, the timing of this, where we haven't got Eternia, but I guess they need to start working on the next thing once people get it in hand.
Yeah, I totally agree. And we talked about this last time in terms of timing, because they need us to be able to vote on it. And then they got to develop whatever the winning option is, put it into some kind of design or production scale. And then by the time Eternia ships in the spring, they would have had about 6 months to develop the product, to have something to show us, to then be able to launch the next actual crowdfund.
Yeah.
So it totally makes sense in terms of timing. And I like these little missiles, like the projectiles coming out of the top, which totally a throwback to the 80s.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Cool. Dwayne says, "Take my money." Joseph is wondering if they will make it talk. That would be amazing. I mean,
that could be another thing. What makes this special, right? If it talks, if it has lights, obviously if it rolls, all of those things. This thing I think would be capable of doing all of that. And maybe it could be app enabled, and maybe have some kind of AI on the app or something, so that you can interact with it.
Everybody's doing AI, so it's like Mattel just follows suit. One Man Toy Show asked, but aren't they done with the Origins retail releases? I thought Origins was only going on online only. Yes, that's kind of half right, because what they're calling the Vintage Origin line is online only, but I think the cartoon versions will be retail releases, right?
Yeah, so they have the cartoon collection, which is all the characters that are going to be modeled after the Filmation cartoon will still be available at retail. And the the rest of the vintage characters are vintage inspired characters, because we have these kind of one-offs that have never been made, like Fangor. Well, that was a classics character, but Fangor, Lady Slither, those kind of characters are going to be available through Mattel Creations as Mattel Creations exclusives. I don't think we're going to have a problem getting them, though. I think we'll have plenty of stock, given the last few figures that have gone up on Mattel Creations have lasted, several hours. So everyone had the chance to buy them, which was great. But that's how it's going to work. So we'll still have Origins in retail, and this one makes a lot of sense, because I think they're trying to build out the cartoon collection and introduce some Filmation vehicles into the line. So this would be really cool.
That'd be awesome. Lone Dragon is following up. Windshield not supposed to open on the Filmation. Attak Trak, the front and sides slide back. It would be easier to get the figs in there if it opened the right way. And you were absolutely right. He is thinking like a toy designer. Yep.
I think this was kind of the lazy man's answer to how to build your figures. I personally don't like sticking them in on the front like that. and I don't know if some of you out there got the new TMNT pizza thrower wagon from Mutant Mayhem. The front of the wagon opens up just like that, and the steering wheel is attached to the front end. And then when you put the figures in, they put a foot peg on the bottom, but they tend to kind of slide forward because that front of the vehicle is not holding them in well. And then if your figure's holding onto the steering wheel and you want to open it up and add somebody else, then you're yanking them off the seat all of a sudden. So I don't know if this is the best design. Hopefully they come up with a better way to put the figures inside.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It sounds like more of a lazy person's design right there. But Todd's loves toys, and I'm glad, Todd, your Fangor arrived safely. I was very happy to get that to you. So if she's saying the scale of these 5 is so different, the Attak Trak would be 3x the size of the Fright Zone. I think he's right. It's like it's like the Fright Zone Tower, the Fright Zone, and Lady Slither's lair, I feel like they're on the same plane, but I feel like when we're getting into vehicles, these are going to be pretty substantial.
I mean, we're not talking Thunder Tank size, but it's pretty big.
It's like Kevin's not at the helm on this one, I hope.
Yeah, it will be much smaller than that, but it'll probably be a little bigger than maybe the His Tank-ish, maybe around the His Tank size.
Which is still big,
especially if it's going to fit another vehicle in the back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like Russian nesting vehicles, right?
Oh yeah, the Russian nesting dolls.
Yes, and Black Phoenix hopes the Attak Trak will not have. We won't have to pay too much for it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm also wondering about too. It's like, because it's a crowdfund, does it have to be like $300+? Like, can't they do something cheaper?
Yeah, I know. We've been hitting our wallet like a lot lately. That's why like the snake layer kind of piqued my interest, because I was like, well, they could do this for like $90, you know, and be done with it, and then it doesn't take up a ton of room either. Yeah. So that one was quite appealing that way, but it could also be a retail release. And here we can see what the Attak Trak looks like in the Filmation cartoon. Here, we've got 3 or 4 characters sitting in the front, and then there's all this space in the back of the minivan for the rest of the family to ride in. Scooby-Doo and the gang can be back there too. I always call this like, the Mystery Machine of Eternia.
Right. Yeah, it says the Attak Trak will fit under the cat's lair paw. So.
Yeah.
But if you look at the scale of the animated characters and Battle Cats in there, like this thing is actually Thunder Tank size, if you want to take it that way.
I know, it starts to get really big, and then you're fitting a big plastic vehicle in the back. Because I mean, think about the size of the vehicles we have right now for the Origins line. Even if you take a smaller one, the smallest case is the Road Ripper, which obviously the Attak Trak is a bit bigger than that. So you're still talking about something yay big to fit in the trunk of the vehicle, and then you have the front of the vehicle. So you're getting, like probably somewhere around like 16 inches.
Yeah.
Then that's going to get kind of long.
You can use your toy sorcerer skills and actually plot out. Yeah, that'd be fun to actually plot out all of these and say like, oh, it could be the scale.
Yeah, and when I have time to do that, I might. But right now I don't.
like you don't have a day job, right?
Yeah, and I'm in the middle of moving, and then the night, right? I'm packing on my spare time, and then the last one that they gave us threw me for a loop. I do remember seeing these in the She-Ra Princess of Power cartoon, but they're calling this the Horde Command Crawler, and I instantly thought His Tank with a Hordak face slapped into the front. This one's the one probably that interests me the least, only because we're already getting this form factor for G.I. Joe and the His Tank. I mean, there's a lot more interesting things happening on it, but I don't know if I need another tank. What do you think?
So this one is actually on the top of my list, funny enough, because oh yeah,
I'm surprised.
Like this tank is nuts, and it has freaking Hordak's face on it. I mean,
it's cool.
That sold me right there. I mean, it's different enough than the His Tank that it's just because of the film, like they did the filmation version and it just looks insanely cool.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's where I guess we have differing opinions on this one. So it's cool, but I'm just like, I don't need another tank.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I already have like three vintage, or like three smaller, like, O-ring size HISS tanks also. So I'm like, I don't need another tank. But it's cool because you just got all those Horde troopers, so now you need somewhere to store them.
Right.
Shipped to you by Best Buy. And it looks like, you can fit a little squad of them inside the back. And this thing could be substantial too in terms of size.
I think if you, I guess if you look at the scale of that little Horde trooper, I think this is going to be, it's a pretty big, substantial piece. And I don't know, like, is this maybe a way to get some of the other Horde troopers that we haven't got yet for like unlocks? Or I guess you could kind of pair those with the Fright Zones too, both of them. But
that could be true.
Yeah. So this is what I was saying when I was referencing like world building, and so I was thinking like this would go great paired with either the vintage Fright Zone or that Doom Tower. But by itself, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense because it's a Horde vehicle, and we do have a good number of Horde trooper or Horde
characters.
Yeah. So yeah, this would be interesting. Yes, that is the elephant in the room right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And why wasn't Eternia's Palace included on this list? I am shocked that it was not here. They've teased it multiple times on several different packages and recently. And, we were doing our own market research for Mattel independently. I'll joke around with our unofficial polls, and the Eternia's Palace just, clean the clock on most of the other stuff on there. So I'm shocked.
I'm shocked too. I definitely thought that at least some version of the Eternia's Palace, maybe not as grand as the concept was, but something along the lines, maybe in between Castle Grayskull or Snake Mountain, or you have unlocks that will make it grander. But I was definitely shocked to see that was not on the list at all.
Yeah. So all of these things in comparison, obviously, to Eternia are a lot smaller scale. They're not nearly as the ginormous, set that we were getting there. I think these will be like larger scale projects, but they're more, I guess, things that Mattel would never have done on their own had they not been a crowdfund. But to me, like a smaller HasLab type of thing that's very fan-based, fan-centric, and just doing something that wouldn't have a mass market appeal in terms of mass retail, to say that. So I don't think it's more of hey, this is a ginormous project and we need to crowdfund this thing that would never get built. These are just really tailored to the fans. It's on a different level.
Yeah. Hega says Eternia's Palace was probably too big and they didn't think they could fund $1,000 playset. I mean, probably. The Cat's Lair did it. I mean, it's close. Like if you count shipping in there, it's $150 away from $1,000. If you I don't really want to think about that.
No, I don't either. I absolutely don't, especially now. and Clint says he would drive the Attak Trak to the store to buy groceries.
Yeah.
Why not?
This is interesting too. Like if you pick this Horde Command Crawler and the Attak Trak, the Origins line, it needs more vehicles. And I think with the Filmation series coming out, I think these two pairings would be very nice with each other.
Absolutely. I think they would go very well. And who knows, maybe something that they don't do this year they can use for next. And Joe says he wants a life-size Attak Trak to roll down Olympic and cruise into Santa Monica every day. That's freaking hilarious. You probably blend in over there in Santa Monica, Joe. Oh my God.
Do you know, I guess, you must know what you voted for because you voted already.
Yeah. And once we finish off this conversation, we will go over the other announcement that came out today. So we will talk about Lady Slither and the art teases on that as well. But I could reveal now that we went through this list, and I think I've already kind of said my opinion, but I voted on the Attak Trak and the Snake Lair.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
And
like, both of those fantastic. So I'm leaning towards the Attak Trak, and I'm split between this command crawler and that Snake Lair.
The Snake Lair.
Yeah. The Doom Tower or whatever that is, I think it's too small. And size does matter. But I guess
Silver K, doesn't size matter.
So
what do you guys think in the chat, by the way?
Yeah.
Have you voted already? Or what are you leaning towards? We'd like to know.
Mega J is in the house. Attak Trak and Horde Crawler, motorized lights and sound. Yes, with 1,000 exclamation points. That would be.
Hello, Mega J Retro. How are you doing, my friend?
So great.
We also got Baroness of Toys is here as well. Sorry. Baroness of Toys is here as well. Good to see you. It's okay. Life of a mom. This is awesome.
Cora voted Snake Lair and Doom Tower. So this is actually interesting. So if you take the Doom Tower and the Snake Lair, you have Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain and Eternia. You now have 5 play sets in the Masters line.
Yeah.
Where are you going to put those?
But I know it's a lot.
This is actually a really good choice. It's a really great pairing because you could have you can actually have your whole world built out minus Eterna's Palace Metal. But
I know.
Yeah, that's a cool choice.
Joseph. Baroness, if you didn't know, and I'll repeat it for everybody else, where you vote is we made this very convenient for you, so you don't have to search around. If you go to toyhabits.com on our Eternia's Choice fan vote article, there's a big button that says vote here, or you click right there and it'll take you right to Mattel's poll, so you can vote there.
Yes.
So, that's awesome.
Yes. Let's see. We got Attak Trak and the Horde tank to be crowdfunding. It's the best Fright Zone and Snake Lair to be released at retail. Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe these aren't all crowdfunding projects. Maybe they'll pick 1 or 2 of them to do crowdfunding, and maybe they'll say, okay, there's some demand for the Fright Zone or that Horde Command Crawler that you love, and maybe they'll make that a retail release.
I mean, some people are picking the Fright Zone and the Snake Lair. And the Fright Zone's a much smaller playset, as we all talked about.
Yeah. Ooh, this is a good idea. The Snake Lair could double as a Cobra base. That's interesting. Because actually, Hasbro, just do a Terrordrome HasLab, please, because then we would have a proper Cobra base. That would be amazing.
That would be cool. I'm sure it's in the works. And yes, Mega J, close your play sets and you'll save space. That's
the struggle is
totally
real.
Makes sense. Joe voted for, sorry. Go ahead. Danny Rodriguez says Snake Lair. And Joe Coleman says Attak Trak and Doom Tower, but mostly wants the Attak Trak. All Music Fan says, I want them all 5.
And I want it now.
You can't vote for 5 of them, unfortunately, All Music Fan, but that would be very cool.
Yeah, Queen has a great song called "I Want It Now" or "I Want It All."
Exactly.
Wasn't
that like a Burger King commercial or something?
Oh yeah,
it's fast food.
Have it your way, baby. There's also "I Want It Now, Daddy" from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You can do all the permutations.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hit that like button, everybody. Thanks, Mega J. That is so cool.
Oh, this is interesting. David was hoping for Gigantosaurus. So where is that? And right?
No dinos. I don't think maybe they weren't ready to unleash the powers of Grayskull to us.
That's true.
You probably have some like ginormous campaign. this is all just me, like, wishful thinking, right? They probably have some, like, huge campaign in their back pocket ready to go with a complete thing for the Powers of Grayskull, just like they did on the Rise of the Snakemen, and they didn't want to put it out piecemeal, so that's probably why it's not on there.
That's funny.
That's me just thinking out loud.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait a little bit longer to figure out what I'm gonna do, because I'm really, really torn. I'm glad they're giving us at least 5 days to do this.
Yeah, I know. And seeing is, yeah, you know, you only get to vote for 2, so yeah, Giganosaurus would be really, really cool. Peter says new Eternia Attak Trak based on the monogram kit would have been awesome.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, they that Roton that they did based on that monogram kit was really cool too, because it had that like extra grill. Like I've been tempted to like put that in my mouth and like walk around with it.
Where is Spydor? I don't know where Spydor is, but I think I am lobbying people. Look at this, Lady Slither's lair and the Attak Trak. Thank you, Alan.
Yeah, that's a good one, because I think you'll get your Filmation itch scratched, but then you'll also have a place for the Snake Men to play around.
Yeah, and are they going to make 2 of these? We don't know. Snake Lair and Attak Trak. So is it that we get to vote for 2 and only the top one wins, or how's that going to work? Are they going to actually maybe make one into a retail release if it makes sense, and then the other one will be a crowdfund? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a great way to do market research like this. It's actually really inexpensive, because it's basically just a Survey Monkey survey.
Exactly.
It's not that complicated.
So. It's not complicated at all. Geek the F Out says had to come and smack it from that account.
Oh, that's right. Geek the F Out. You can go watch Silver K and her partner Geek the F Out on their channel as well.
Absolutely. They did the vote to get free market research. Yes, they did, Clint. Totally smack that like, y'all. I got to do that. Smack it.
She's like logging into all the accounts.
Yep, you do that.
Oh, Pop Actor makes a great point, and I think you and I were talking about this earlier too. It's like you throw in the slime pit, you attach it to either the Fright Zone or that Doom Tower, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know why they didn't do that either. They could have, just for the Fright Zone alone, if they wanted to make that one of the items to vote on, why didn't they attach the slime pit to it? Then I probably would have voted for it, because I actually really I want both those play sets, but I'm like, if it's a crowdfund, I'm like, you could just make the Fright Zone for us, and I don't have to waste my vote on it.
Yeah, that's like a $75 play set that should be pretty easy to make.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that. So we'll check in. We've got this poll going on our website. So if you want to vote for both the official poll from Mattel, you go here, and if you scroll down to the next one, this is our unofficial fan vote. And once you vote on here, you could instantly see your results if you just refresh after you vote. Oh, you
have to click vote.
It would help if I hit the vote button.
I know, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
It's what happens when you have a free poll plugin and you don't want to pay for it. It's not that sophisticated.
Exactly. And now it's not loading up on my computer right now.
It'll refresh.
But it'll show up after you vote on there. It's probably because I already voted.
No. Yeah, sometimes it refreshes and sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, it'll be really interesting, because Eterno's Palace and that Vintage Fright Zone were the front runners in our unofficial poll before this even started. So I would be great to see if there it goes. It just refreshed. So just scroll down and
great. Okay. Yep. Look at that. Attak Trak and Snake Lair.
There we go. Those are yours.
The back, the Horde one. The Horde.
Oh man. All right.
Sorry. It's in the last place.
Yeah. So like, I think my main interesting thing that I wanted to find out is how close we are to the actual official poll, because if we have things dead on, we can like use our community to figure out like predict what Mattel's going to do. And that's basically what all this survey stuff is about. It's all about predictions. It's data.
Mm-hmm. I wish you could kind of see it as it was going. Is there any way to track like how the poll's doing? Or
I don't think so because with SurveyMonkey, they're only going to see it on their end. So it's not like a poll like this where you have
you can't
instant results. And that was another reason why I wanted to do this, because you can actually see the results instantly here, and you have to wait.
Which is awesome. Yeah. Yep. I think that's great. And Brennan Barnes, awesome crew member. And Brennan, thanks for getting that Batmobile to the Baroness. That was so super nice of you. Huge shout out to Brennan for his kindness and generosity in helping the Baroness get that Batmobile. He says he 100% agrees. The Fright Zone should come with a slime pit. I am shocked that it didn't, and all it was a sketch. Like, they don't even have price worked out. They have nothing else. Would it have hurt them to put the slime pit with them? With that, it's just draw a little extra piece of that thing. It's not.
No.
It's a small little piece of plastic. That would have been super simple to include.
Yes, but I just obtained a slime pit because the Birdman soundtrack with Birdman was super nice and got me a vintage slime pit for my birthday, which has not happened yet, but that was awesome. That I mean, I look at that thing like every day and go, how cool.
I know, it's really neat. And actually, the Birdman is going to be co-hosting with me this weekend, because I know you're going to be out of town, and we're going to have a blast hanging out here, Daniel. So it'll be a fun time. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. We're going to see how the news week shakes out, but we'll have a fun time with the crew hanging out. Daniel and I, the Birdman, talking toys. So that'll be great. Why don't we take a look at the next announcement for Lady Slither?
Yes. Yeah, Mattel did a double whammy today, and I think I was thinking like they should have spaced this announcement out a little bit, because I think I think the vote is getting overshadowed by the pre-order, or at least the official announcement of this.
Yeah, and Lady Slither comes out for pre-order next Tuesday at 9 a.m., I believe, on Mattel Creations. Yep, 9 a.m. And she retails for $35. Comes in this incredible package. So this is a slipcover that goes over her box.
That's nuts.
Really, really great artwork by Roy and Axel and the whole artistic team over there at Mattel. And when you pull that top sleeve off, it reveals this box underneath. It's just like a Mossman's package, right? With his extra accessories on the side. I think it's the same configuration. Great artwork on the front and back, and we're going to take a look at those card art teases shortly. And here we can see Lady Slither in all her glory. What do you think about the figure, Michael?
She looks amazing. It's so versatile, and I don't know what I was thinking, because I was, when I hear Mattel Creations release and it's a single figure, I think that Red Burst, or with that collector-friendly packaging, it blew me away. Just the art and the figure looks amazing. The official shots are so much better than how she showed at Comic-Con.
I know, right? She does look a lot better. She has a plastic cape and this little crop top with it looks like some fangs and the Snake Man logo in the middle. And the neat thing is that instead of just reusing like Tila's crotch area, I guess, she has a loincloth, which is neat. And you can see that maybe in the future, these are Tila's legs and Evelyn's legs, but maybe they'll do Shirella out of her, right?
Shirella, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because they've got the mold, which is really cool. She's got an awesome snake headdress on. And what you do is you can pull her apart at the torso like every other Motu Origins figure. And then there's this little connector piece, this little skirt, just because, to kind of blend the look of her torso, because it's smaller, to this big snake bottom. And then you can pop that part in. Super easy. And the snake tail is articulated in multiple places. And we'll take a closer look at that in just a second.
Snake
I
bottom
want to
girl,
give
you make the rockin' world go round. All right, sorry.
absolutely love that. I want to give a big shout out to Jay over at Geek Dead Life, who had an early sample of this, who did an awesome in-hand review. So we were able to get some in-hand images from Jay from Geek Dead Life, and we've got links to his article on his website and his YouTube video that he did on this. He was actually quite shocked when he opened the package, had no clue that the packaging was going to look like this. He thought it was just going to be the same old cardboard sleeve. So they went like above and beyond on this one.
Yeah, that's amazing. I would love that, like, turned into a like shrunken down medallion that you can put on a chain and make that out of a necklace. That's gorgeous.
Yeah. That is really cool. And look at all. I wonder if anyone has the time or the energy to count how many snakes are on there, but there's a lot.
it's like the jelly bean jar, right? Take a guess.
Absolutely. And that's the same head that we saw on the snake layer playset earlier, which is really awesome. And then, here's the beautiful packaging, and here is Lady Slither out of her package, and she comes with this this serpent sword. So her sword has kind of like a snake tongue shape, and of course the same snake staff that Tila comes with.
Yeah,
which is really cool. And you can see here how you could, take her snake tail and attach it. I apologize. I zoomed
that's
too
hilarious.
far. Attach it to any other figure at the torso, and you can see the little articulation points on there too.
Oh,
so
nice.
That's really cool. It's really cool, and you can see them using the snake tail on like the unnamed snake that we're going to talk about in a minute from her card art. And while we're at it, let's just dive in and take a look at the card art that was revealed today by Roy Suarez and his team, his incredible team of artists. And there's a bunch of teases on there, which I know you wrote this great article, Michael, on this already. And here we can see a quick little. Oh, this is going to load an ad. I guess but if you want to check out a 360 of the box packaging, it is on our site. I'm just not going to make you guys sit through an ad. This is the back side of her box.
Yeah.
And you want to walk us through this one?
Yeah. So Lady Slither is looking amazing on her throne, and I could totally see this throne being produced kind of like Monstars did with Super 7. That would be awesome. But we have the High Priest Pythoness to her side, which is a concept that was never created in the Motu Classics line. And then we have this really interesting new snake character that was first teased on the Mossman box art. And it's showing up again. And with Lady Slither, you can definitely see a red snake Cobra Khan kind of looking being.
So absolutely, and I'm channeling Allison Troy that this is the snake hood head from the Camel Con figure, Cobra Khan's torso, and of course the new Lady Slither tail. Easy peasy. They pop it all together. All the tooling's done. Just a different color snake.
Yeah, just push the buttons on the machine, make it red or pink or whatever color. If they want to make it those fugly snake pack 4-pack colors, go ahead.
I got one down here. We'll look at it in a minute. But you can see maybe this throne room could be in the backside of the snake layer, which would be really
or
cool.
An unlock, right?
Yeah,
like have this
grand throne. Unlock.
Yeah. So there's so many possibilities. It'd be fun stream is to do like unlock speculation on each of these.
Oh my god, that would be actually really cool.
That would be
That's something you could do when you're bored at your hotel room this week.
Yeah, no, right? Like
I'm totally kidding, Michael. I'm totally kidding. But definitely like both of these Snakeman characters and the throne could be unlocks for that playset right there. Yeah. That's easy.
But I'm actually I'm super jazzed about the other teases that are on here too, because they are deep cut snake men, some that we've seen teased once or twice, and we have our first tease of another one. So
absolutely. So again, you can see the snake layer playset in the background yet again next to Fangor. And then we've got these three incredible characters, which I'm going to let you walk through because I know you're excited about them. But these are awesome.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really like jazzed to see these on here because I never thought that they would be doing like anything Motu Classics related, and this also just breathing life back into Axel Jimenez concepts that never got made. So we'll start from the right and work our way over. So we have Stretchneck, who has a very funny spelling of his name, and I think that figure is really, really cool. I mean, it combines a lot of different ideas from different snake men, but I think a lot of it looks like it could be new tooling as well. And
Absolutely.
Then, yeah.
And I was just going to show a sample of Stretchneck was on the back of Serpent Claw Man at Arms package. And this is a sketch that was done of him during the Classics era.
Yes.
And this is a custom of Stretchneck.
Yes.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I love this. He looks so
that's
cool.
a unique character.
Yeah. Absolutely. That is awesome.
I could see like Squeeze's like the wire or whatever bendy parts that they use to Squeeze's arm with Stretchneck.
That is so cool. Yeah, he's got, a little kind of like rattler tail back there. And then let's go to the next one.
Yeah, so the next one, crouching down, is Reptilax, and that is another like really deep cut that is held over from Classics, and it's a really interesting character because I think the two skin tones I think look really interesting together. Green on the head, and
I always said he looks naked. Like the naked snake man.
We have a really nice comment by Derek Hoover sliding in real quick to say hi, happy stream to everyone. Toy Sorceress, you were great on GDL, and I have to agree.
Aww. Thank you, Derek. You're so sweet. I appreciate it. My God, everyone was so tough on me with those accessories. They totally stumped me. I was like, could you guys have given me any harder things to guess? Anyway.
That's funny.
But it was a lot of fun. I had a great time with Jay. That was awesome of him to allow me to co-host with them. So.
Yeah, this would make another great figure.
Oh, totally. He is really cool. And then you can see the reuse of some of the accessories. Like this is King Hiss's shield, and the sword looks new and the axe looks new, but and the legs are reused, the tails are reused. So they've got some parts here they can mix and match, which is really cool.
I love that he was like one of the first like OG Teases, right? Because he was also in like Vintage Mini Comic. So it's like it's going back that far. It's crazy.
He absolutely was. I know. It's incredible. I think I really love Stretchneck, but out of the three, like this guy really excites me because he would look really awesome next to the Viper Tower.
Oh yes.
At your Eternia playset. And that brings us to Viper.
Call sign Viper. Yeah, he is another great one because this custom is amazing. And so what this customizer did was it took one of the like beings or like the little manta ray on the side. It was sculpted into the Eternia vintage set, but he made it like make it look like Triclops's Doomseeker, right? Just the way it looks right now. But man, Viper was meant to be a nod to the Viper Tower in Eternia.
Chains and all, right? Because Viper Tower has like the different chains like hanging off the top neck of the tower where the Viper head is, and they included it on his neck piece over here coming down to his chest armor, which is really cool. And you can see them doing this because Dragon Blaster Skeletor got chains on his outfit. So
that's cool. Yeah, we need figures with whips and chains.
Exactly. Silver K, do you have something to say about that?
Oh, you did have something to say earlier. Yay for women representation, y'all. Just saying.
Yay!
That's awesome.
That is. I know. I love that.
Giraffe. Neck, even as a snake man, Mechaneck gets the shaft on uniqueness.
Poor Mechaneck.
All right, we're warming up the hot tub for you, Giraffe. So come on.
Yes, we are. And then there are a couple other snake men, but we already got Snake Trooper. Who knows? Maybe we'll get Quick Flick eventually in the future, and Goldenrod, which is the Snake Man version of C-3PO.
So funny. Yeah, I can't see them not doing all the figures on this list. I just can't. Yeah. So I think just they've knocked out one, two. They've knocked out 2 of the figures so far, and they've teased 3. No, sorry, 3 out of the 3 of the figures.
3 of the figures. So we got Snake Trooper, we got Lady Slither, and
where does the C-3PO fit in, right?
He doesn't, but he's just cool. And you recall we had on Mossman's cardback art, these 2 guys were lurking in the background. So second time that they're being teased. So I think these are already in the works. Like I said, the unnamed red snake is just all repaint parts we already have.
Definitely, yeah.
That could be his new name.
I know, right? Yeah. I think that was Dragon Blaster Skeletor's nickname, Squirtor.
His original. That's his working title.
Oops, I think I got Dan Diego excited. No, there's
no hot tub tonight.
I don't know. Sometimes if I'm not doing anything, I will go into the hot tub on the Discord channel and just turn my video on and just chat with people. So make my own hot tub.
Yeah. So this is really exciting. We got a lot of great teases on here, and if you want to take a closer look, go to our website, toyhabits.com, and check out the complete article, and also the article on Lady Slither's pre-order. You can see these incredible photos by Jay from Geek Dead Life and the official images from Mattel Creations and all of the ordering information. Don't forget, she goes on pre-order next Tuesday at 9 a.m., September 12th. So be there or be square.
Yeah, it's like everything's coming down on Tuesdays, right?
Mo Tuesdays are unofficially back.
That's right. Yeah, Mo Tuesday was fun. I like that one. They should bring that back at some point.
They absolutely should. That was a lot of fun. Although when they were doing it for 2 or 3 months straight, they were kind of killing us because every Tuesday we had new stuff we had to write about when we were working.
Yeah, I think it was 3 months because I think there were 12.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. On that note, I have a big box of hauls to share. I don't know if you have anything because I know you're on a work trip.
No, I mean, I have my
cool story yesterday
that I'm drinking right here, and some hand sanitizer.
Oh, how cool! I got a nice big old pile of loot today from Big Deck Toy Store, and I can kind of lean down, and you can see my ginormous box that came in the mail today. But I'm gonna pull some goodies out of there in just a second. So the first thing I'm gonna pull out, I know Michael loves this one, and I'm totally kidding. I know you're not a big fan, but I did get the Snake Man 4-pack, and the box is super long. It's really nice in terms of the quality of the artwork and the sheen and the finish. But it's funny because it's a lot. I can't see my screen. It's a lot shorter than I expected. So it's kind of a neat display because it's only probably about 6 inches high. And if you compare that to another thing I got, Man at Arms here, you can see a regular Motu package is a lot taller, and I was expecting this thing to be much bigger than it is. So it's neat that it's only that high because you can still keep this box on display and it won't take up a lot of room. And then you got all 4 Snake Men in here, which look really cool on display. And eventually I will be cracking this open, but alas, it has to get packed back in my box to take with me.
Yep, we're talking about boxes and packages tonight, y'all.
Yeah, and I got 2 more of these guys just because I couldn't stop shipping kind of cross paths, but I got 2 of these that came in my box, and then some other random stuff like I should. Man at Arms. This was a pile of loot that was building up for some time, as you can tell, because every time I wanted to ship it, something else landed in there. And then there's some random stuff. Yeah, I got the Riddler from the new McFarlane Riddler, which is really cool. I'm gonna crack him open, take that guy out of his box. We got Apollo Creed here from Super 7. This is a really cool reaction figure. I love the detail on his on his boxing shoes and stuff. He looks great. And I thought this was a fun one from Super 7 that was part of San Diego Comic-Con. I don't know a lot about Dungeons and Dragons, but it has this cool Viking character inside, and I loved the box because it looks like an old school Atari game. So that's why I bought this, because the packaging is really, really cool. So this is a reaction figure, which is neat. And that's it. That was my big box of loot that came this afternoon.
That's awesome. Congrats. Yeah, it's always fun to get that. Brandon has a fantastic question. Is there enough innuendo in the world for us to discuss the potential package of Goldenrod? Love it.
Silver K, do you have an answer for that one? I'm sure there is.
Yes,
she's got plenty of innuendo ready, to fire off.
Yeah, I think we should just stream late at night like this all the time because everybody's loopy. Love it.
Yeah.
Yep, there she is. Yep, we love a good package. That's right.
Yeah. And a good goldenrod.
Oy.
Oh my god, you're cracking me up.
We're gonna have to put disclaimers on our intro. And I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know, right? So Rob, 2023, awesome crew member, makes a good point. If you get a Snake 4-pack, and we were talking about this before the stream, you can take the heads. I put on
this is where I got the idea from. He had sent me a picture, and I was like, "Oh, cool! So maybe if they go on discount ever, which would be nice, because I don't want to pay that much money just to pop the heads off."
Yeah, I know, right? Those are going to be expensive head pack, right there. But the box is really neat to display.
Yeah, no, it is. Like the box art is worth the price alone. I feel
worth the price of admission, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that was a lot of fun. I don't know if you have any other hauls or news, but I'm super excited to see how this fan vote goes.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah, our both, I guess the official one and our unofficial one. Oh, Bash, I in that blind box that I got from Best Buy, they falsely advertised all this cool stuff that I was supposed to get, but they sent a couple Horde Troopers, Anti-Eternia He-Man, and 2 Clawfuls. So there we go. False advertising. That actually, I looked at the definition of that, and it is purposely misleading to either get you to buy something or go into somebody's store. So I'm like, class action suit against Best Buy. No.
Joygasm for Riddler or innuendo. Oh man. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Okay, well, if we don't have anything else, we can start wrapping it up. And unless any earth-shattering news hits this week, Michael will be off this weekend celebrating his birthday, hanging out with family, and I will be joining you with Daniel the Birdman on Sunday, and we'll put out the thumbnail.
He uploaded an interesting topic by me that we'll talk about off the air. So making no promises.
Absolutely. Oh man. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us on this random Tuesday night. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye, everybody. Night.